Everyone is lying on the ground, in pieces. Dude, your mom died.
Hi, I'm Avaris Arcueid, and this is Tsukihime. For anyone who doesn't know, this is one of the precursors to the Fate Stay Night series, also set in the Nasu verse because he's just connected all his works. I did play Fate Stay Night years ago, but I have not played Tsukihime. I know about it. I know some of the summary stuff where it's like the commonalities that it shares with Kara no Kyokai. The protagonist is a male main character. His name is Shiki. Again, definite easy confusion with Kara no Kyokai. But I figured I would take a look, so we'll take a gander.
I'm gonna mess around with something since we have a male main character. This is Clownfish, and supposedly, if I mess around with things just so, then I will be speaking with a male voice. So we'll see if that works. New game. Suddenly, I awake with a start. The night is pitch black, and no one else is in the house. It's scary being alone in the dark, so to find everyone, I head out into the garden. Our mansion's gardens are vast fields of green, surrounded by a thick, dense forest, with the trees blanketing out the light almost like a massive curtain. Like a stage in a theater somewhere, the curtain of trees opens with a swishing sound. Excitement fills me, anticipating the beginning of the grand play. In the distance, I hear the sound of echoes beyond the black curtain of trees. Inside the forest, the sounds of everyone happily playing around. The curtain doesn't open yet. Unable to restrain myself, I wander into the darkness of the forest. Darkness surrounds me, a blackness so deep it's suffocating. Not even the calming rays of moonlight can reach this deep. The air is cold, a winter's chill so deep my eyes feel like they'll freeze. For a brief moment, I thought I heard someone call my name, so I walk even deeper into the forest. After passing through the veil of trees, I find everyone waiting for me in the forest clearing. But something is wrong. Everyone is lying on the ground. Everyone is lying on the ground, in pieces. The clearing is bathed in red. I don't understand. A stranger approaches. The look on his face says he wants to rip me apart. I don't understand at all. But someone else, someone I don't know, steps in front of me and is torn apart in my place. I'm just a kid, so I really don't understand. A splash. Something warm and wet hits my face. It's red. A red liquid, red like a tomato. The person that was torn apart, that person I called Mom, never called my name again. Dude, your mom died. That's blood, not tomatoes. Jeez. I really don't understand. You're a kid, but geez, you should know some of this. This is pretty obvious. But it is just so cruel. I wanted to cry. I just felt like crying. Warm crimson blurs my vision, seeping into my eyes, but it doesn't bother me at all. What? The lonely moon floats above me, bearing witness in the night sky. It's strange. Why didn't I realize until now? Such a cold, horrible nightmare. Yes, I didn't realize it. That tonight, the moon is so beautiful. A prologue. Yeah, this is Nasu at like his finest of just angsty, random type stuff. The violence is great and all. The characters' reactions are often a little edgy to lacking. Anyway, when I came to, I was lying on a hospital bed. The curtain on the nearby window sways gently. It is a beautiful day outside, and the dry wind signals the end of summer. Hello, Tono Shiki-kun. Congratulations on your recovery. The unfamiliar old man extends his hand for a handshake. His square-rimmed glasses and warm smile are very befitting. His tidy-looking white clothes suit him perfectly, too. Can you understand what I'm saying, Shiki-kun? No, I was super interested in what you were wearing and the lines on your face, apparently. No. Why am I in a hospital? I don't know, old guy sounds like a doctor. Maybe you should ask more questions? You don't remember, do you? You were involved in a car accident while you were walking. Well, that explains everything. Your chest was stabbed by a shard of glass, and it was unlikely that you would survive. Very unbefitting of what a doctor would say, yet he says it while still smiling cheerfully. I don't know, he's just telling it like it is. I wouldn't worry about it. You're alive, he's allowed to joke about whatever now. Terrible. I feel terrible. Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm tired. Then sleep. Can I go to sleep? Yes, you should rest. You must focus on recuperating and not push yourself. The doctor is still smiling. To be honest, I can't stand that smile anymore. Can I ask you something, doctor? Which is why you're going to keep asking questions. Okay. What is it, Shiki-kun? Why are there scribbles all over your body? And there are cracks all over the walls. Why are there cracks in the walls? The smile vanishes for just a brief moment, then returns to his face immediately. He turns and walks away. It seems there was some brain damage after all. Get a hold of Dr. Ishiya in neurology. I also suspect he may have suffered some damage to his eyes. Spend the afternoon examining his eyes. The doctor whispers to the nurse so that I won't hear him, except I heard absolutely everything. Weird. There are scribbles all over everyone's bodies. The sloppy, zigzagging black lines running all over the floors, walls, the ceiling. I don't understand what they mean, but looking at them makes me feel sick. I wonder what it is. The bed, too, is covered in these scribbly lines. Are they on you too, Shiki? When I touch the line with my fingertip sinks down into the crack. Oh. It seems as if I could reach farther down with something narrower, so I traced the line with a fruit knife that was lying on the bedside table. I didn't use any strength at all, yet the knife sinks into the bed, all the way up to the hilt. It was fun, so I dragged the knife along the scribbly line. Thud. What'd you think was gonna happen? With a heavy sound, the bed snaps cleanly in two. Kya! The girl in the bed next to mine screams. The nurses run over and take the knife away from me. How did you break the bed, Shiki-kun? The doctors don't ask why, but curiously persist on how I did it. It's a magic trick, obviously. I traced along the line and it broke. Hey, just why is this hospital full of cracks? God, this guy cannot put two and two together. You'd better stop with that, Shiki-kun. There is no such cracks like that anywhere. Now tell me, just how did you break the bed? Well, you can ask her, and, she knows what happened. You can tell me, I promise I won't get mad. I'm telling you, all I did was just trace the line with the knife. I see. Okay, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. The doctor leaves. In the end, not a single person believed my story. 'Cause it was crazy. As long as I run the knife along the scribbles, I can cleanly cut anything. I don't have to put any force into it. It is as easy as cutting paper with scissors. The bed, the chair, the desk, the walls, the floor. I've never tried, but probably, no, definitely, even people. But it seems that no one else can see these lines. The black lines only I can see. Despite being a kid, I gradually began to understand what the lines were. Even if you're a kid, you not putting two together is kind of meh. They are probably like stitches. Just like stitches that hold an open wound together after surgery, I think they are weak spots. Nah, you're kidding. After all, there's no way I could cut such a thing with a child's strength alone. Yeah, I didn't know until now that the world is covered in these lines, these breaking lines that bind everything together. No one else can see them. That's why they are just fine. But I can see them. I'm scared, so scared I can't even talk. Why? You can just ignore them if you really wanted to. It's as if I am the only one who went crazy. Nah, talk to the guy from Sayano Uda, and then we can talk about who went crazy. Maybe that's why. Why, even after 2 weeks, no one believes my story. Even after 2 weeks, no one has come to see me. Yeah, your family sucks. Sorry, dude. Even after 2 weeks, I continue to live alone in a world surrounded by black stitches. Poor you. I need to get out. I don't want to be in this room anymore. I don't want to stay in a place covered in stitches. Well, that's the world now, so get used to it. That's why I decided to escape and run away to somewhere where no one else would be. But the wound on my chest still hurts, and I didn't get very far. That was when I noticed. I'm standing in the grassy field just outside of town. I really didn't get far at all. My chest hurts, and I feel so sad. I collapse to my knees and cough. There's nobody here. Drowning in this ocean of green at the end of summer, I feel like I'm about to disappear. But before that...
Hey you, it's dangerous to sit down in a place like that.
I hear a woman's voice from behind me. Eh?
What do you mean, eh? You're already a runt, so I can't see you if you're sitting in the grass. I was this close to kicking you, so watch out.
She points at me rather grumpily. I get a little angry. After all, I sit in the 4th row from the front, so I don't think I'm that short. Kicked? By who?
Isn't it obvious, stupid? You and I are the only ones here, so who else could it be but me?
She declares this confidently as she folds her arms.
Well, I suppose it must be fate that we met here. So, you want to talk for a little while? My name is Aozaki Ayoko. What's yours?
She extends her hand to me with the kind of cheerfulness one would show an old friend. I see no reason to refuse, so I tell her my name is Tono Shiki and grasp her cool hand in return. Talking to her was a lot of fun. She didn't ignore what I said because I was a kid. Instead, she listened. She listened to what I had to say, like a friend. We talked about many, many things. About my family. About how it was an old and respected family with very strict traditional rules, and my equally strict father. About my little sister, Akiha, quiet Akiha, who always followed me around. About our big mansion and the vast gardens, and how Akiha and I would play together with our friends. I told her about many things, almost feverishly.
Oh, it's this time already. Sorry, Shiki. I've got some business to take care of, so let's stop here.
She gets up to leave. My chest tightens, and I feel sad, thinking that I would be alone again.
See you tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you here, okay? You should go back to your room and listen to your doctor.
Oh. She speaks with such ease and such a natural way as she makes her way off. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we would be able to talk like we did today. I'm happy. It was the first time I truly felt something since I awoke from the accident. Since that day, Going to that grassy field in the afternoons became part of my daily routine. She would get angry when I called her Ayoko. For some reason, it seemed she hated her own name. After some thought, I decided that she seemed like a very distinguished person, so I came to call her Sensei. Sensei would seriously listen to anything I had to say, and would always dispel my anxieties with but a single word, without fail. I was depressed from the accident, but slowly, thanks to Sensei, I began to return to my former self. Even those scary black scribbles didn't seem quite so scary anymore when talking to Sensei. I didn't know who she was or where she was from. Perhaps she really was a teacher. But I don't care. It doesn't matter at all. Because it's fun being with Sensei. That alone is all that matters, and that alone is more than enough. Hey, Sensei. Look what I can do. I wanted to surprise her one day, so I used the fruit knife I brought from the hospital. I cut down a tree growing in the field. Like before, I run the knife along the scribble-like lines and cut it cleanly across the base. Amazing, isn't it? I can cut anything easily as long as it's somewhere where I can see the scribbles. No one else can do this, right?
Shiki.
She slapped me across the face. Sensei?
What you just did was extremely thoughtless.
Sensei gives me a hard, piercing glare. I don't know why, but I realized I just did something I definitely shouldn't have done. With Sensei's severe expression and the pain from my cheek where she slapped me, I felt very, very sad. I'm sorry. Before I knew it, I was crying.
Shiki.
Then, a gentle, warm feeling envelops me.
There's no need to apologize. It's true that you did something I should be angry at you for, but it's definitely not your fault.
Sensei squats down and hugs me.
But you know, if someone doesn't tell you otherwise now, one day you're going to make a mistake you can never take back. That's why I won't apologize. You can hate me all you want if you feel that way.
No, I don't hate you, Sensei.
Really? I'm glad you feel that way. I guess it was fate that the two of us met here like this.
Sensei began to ask about the scribbles I could see. As I told her about the lines, the black jagged lines that somehow only I could see, Sensei's embrace tightened.
Shiki, what you are seeing is something that should never be seen by anyone or anything. Everything in existence has points where they are most easily broken. We, who will break down one day, are imperfect for this reason. Your eyes have the ability to see the fate of all things. To put it another way, you can see the future.
See the future?
That's right. You can see death. You don't need to know any more than that. I beg to differ, he definitely does. If someday you happen to go down that path, the principles will become clear to you as something that is needed. A likely story, Merlin. Cryptic teachers and all that. What kind of wizard are you? You're in good company. Wizards never say anything important. Or to the point, or direct.
Sensei, I really don't understand.
That's good. It's important that you don't understand now. All I want you to know is that you must never cut these lines on a whim or as a joke, understand? If you do so, your eyes will begin to take the lives of others too lightly, and that is the worst thing that can possibly happen.
Okay. I won't do it if you say so, Sensei. Besides, it kind of hurts my chest. I'm sorry, Sensei. I'll never do it again.
Good for you, Shiki. Never forget the feelings that you have experienced here today. If you stay that way, I'm sure you'll find happiness.
Sensei finally lets go of me. But Sensei, I see those lines and get worried. They'll be cut as soon as I trace them, right? Then it wouldn't be weird for my surroundings to come apart at any time.
You're right. I'll be able to help you with that at least. It seems as if that's the reason why I'm here.
Sensei sighs, then favors me with a warm smile.
Shiki, I'll give you a very special present tomorrow. I'll give you your old life back, the one you were living before your accident.
The next day, exactly the 7th day after I met Sensei, she arrives in the grassy field carrying a large trunk in one hand.
Here. If you put these on, those strange scribbles won't be visible anymore.
What she gave me was a pair of glasses. But my eyes are fine.
Just put them on. The lenses don't have any magnification or anything.
Sensei forces them on me. Suddenly, whoa! Incredible! This is amazing, Sensei! I can't see the scribbles anymore. Not at all.
Of course. I had quite a time stealing Mystic Eye Killer from my older sister to make this Aozaki Ayoko masterpiece. So, treat them well, or they'll be hell to pay. Got it?
Yep. I'll take good care of them. You're incredible, Sensei! You made all those horrible lines disappear just like that. It's like magic.
Of course. I am a sorceress, after all.
Giving me a proud smile, Sensei puts her trunk down on the ground.
But know this, Shiki. Those lines haven't disappeared. It's just that you can't see them. Once you take the glasses off, you'll be able to see them again.
Really?
Yes. That's the one thing that cannot be fixed. Your only choice is to keep living your life and do your best with the eyes you have now.
No. I don't want these scary eyes. If I cut those lines again, I'll end up breaking my promise to you.
Oh, you mean never cutting the lines again? Silly. You can break that promise whenever you'd like.
Really? But you said it was something I shouldn't do.
Yes, it is. But that is your gift, Shiki. It's yours to use as you see fit. No one else but you has the right to judge you. But out of all the abilities one can have, yours is terribly unique. If you have such a power, that means there is a meaning behind you having it. God doesn't give us powers for no reason. You might say you were given the mystic eyes of death perception because one day, a time will come when you will need them. That's why you must not live in denial of their existence.
Sensei squats down so our eyes would be level.
But you know, that's why you must never forget. You are a very kind and honest person, Shiki. As long as you remain the way you are now, your eyes will never bring forth any wrong. However, I'm not telling you to become a saint. All I'm saying is live true to yourself and become a man in the manner that you think is right. Since you can accept your mistakes and are able to apologize, I know that in 10 years, you will become a great man.
That being said, Sensei stands and reaches for her trunk.
Oh, but I must say, unless in exceptional circumstances, you shouldn't take the glasses off. Special powers attract other special powers. Only when you decide there is no other way should you take off those glasses, and even then, be mindful of how you use your power. Power in itself is not evil. What is evil rests solely in the hearts of the ones wielding such power. Be it for good or evil, it will be up to you and the choices you make.
She picks up her trunk. Sensei doesn't say anything more after that, but deep down, I knew we would have to part. It's impossible, Sensei. I can't do it. I won't understand just by myself. The truth is, I was so afraid before I met you. I was only able to return to being me because you were with me. I can't do it. Not even with these glasses. If you're gone, I can't do it.
Don't say such things, Shiki. If you tell lies that even you yourself can't believe, You'll only make whoever hears you sad.
Sensei raises her eyebrows in displeasure and pokes my forehead.
You know it yourself, don't you? You're all right now. So don't say stupid things and give up on the self that you finally found. Only you can choose to be you. No one else can do it for you.
Sensei turns around.
Well, this is goodbye. Listen, Shiki. Life is not easy. Everyone's life is a hard, long, rocky road filled with many pitfalls. You have more power than anyone else to do something about that, so pull yourself together.
Sensei is leaving. I was sad, but I'm Sensei's friend, so I have to see her off properly. Yes. Goodbye, Sensei.
Well done. That's right, Shiki. Hold on to that confidence, and always live true to yourself. When you find yourself in trouble, calm down and think things through carefully, okay? A solution will always present itself if you do. It'll be all right. You'll manage, even on your own.
Sensei laughs happily. The wind blows. The field of grass sways in unison. Sensei was already gone. Goodbye, Sensei. After saying that, I really felt that I would not see her again. All that remained were her many words in these mysterious glasses. It was only 7 days, but she taught me things more valuable than anything else. As I stand there by myself, I feel tears well up in my eyes. Man, I was such a fool. I could only say goodbye. I couldn't even say a single word of thanks to her. I left the hospital soon after that. Afterwards, I didn't return to the Tono household, but was taken to live with my relatives instead, but it's alright. Tono Shiki will be just fine, even by himself. I'll spend a new life with my new family. And like that, Tono Shiki's 9th summer ended. The new autumn arrived, and I think I became more of an adult. One, Reactionary Impulse. First day, October 21st, Thursday. Autumn. The last traces of summer are disappearing today, a Thursday halfway through October. This is the day when I, Tono Shiki, return home. It's been 8 years since I left.
Shiki, hurry up! You're gonna be late for school!
I hear Keiko-san's voice floating in from the kitchen. Okay, I'm leaving, I call back. I place my hands together in the room that was mine at the Arimas up until now. I'm going! Thanks for letting me live with you these last 8 years. I fold my hands together in prayer. Then, grabbing my only bag, I leave the room that had become so familiar. I walk through the entrance to the Arima's house, then turn to face it.
Shiki!
Keiko-san, who had come to the door to see me off, calls my name somberly. See you later. Take care, Mom. What a strange thing to say. I won't be coming back. Never again will I pass through this door as a member of the Arima family. Thanks for looking after me. Please give my regards to Father, too. Keiko-san simply nods. 8 years. The eyes of the person who had been my mother look so sad. I don't think I've ever seen her like that before.
I'm sure it'll be hard for you at the Tono's house. Please watch yourself. Your body is weak. You mustn't overdo it.
I'll be okay. After 8 years, I'm just as healthy as anyone else. I'm a lot tougher than I look.
I suppose you're right, but the Tonos are different from everyone else. I'm worried they'll be too much for you.
I know what Keiko-san means. My home from today forth will be a mansion, an uncommon sight in this day and age. Not only is the house amazing, but the family itself is highly respected. It's said they hold significant investments in many corporations. To top things off, it's my true home. The Arimas have only been looking after me. But it's already decided. Yeah, it's something that's decided already. Alright, I'll be heading off then. Thanks for taking care of me. I repeat those words one last time, and turn my back on the household I'd grown so accustomed to over these past 8 years. I leave the Arimas and start walking to school with a heavy heart. 8 years ago, I recovered from a serious injury that normally would have meant death. Then I was entrusted to the Arimas, a family branching off from the Tono family. I had lived with my real parents at the Tono mansion up until I was 9. Then I lived with the Arimas for 8 years until now, my second year of high school. I lived a normal life as an adopted son. From the time I met Sensei, those special circumstances Sensei told me about as she parted never happened, and the glasses hid the lines from me as long as I wore them. The life of Tono Shiki was a peaceful one. It meandered along gently until a few days ago. The day when the head of the Tono family sent word to me. Return to the Tono mansion. The very family that until now had shunned me. I sigh again. To be perfectly honest, even before the accident I had never gotten along with the Tono household. Maybe as a kid I never liked the formality demanded by the family. Perhaps that's why I said nothing when the old man told me I was going to live with the Arimas. I think it turned out well. I got along well with my adopted parents, Keiko-san and Fumio-san. It was as if they were my real parents. I lived a normal life in the loving family of the Arimas, like a real son, just like I had always wished. I don't regret living there. Except for one thing. My little sister, 1 year younger than me, remained behind with the Tonos. Akiha, I bet she hates me now. It would only be natural. She had to live in that mansion all by herself under the constant supervision of that hard-headed old man. I could easily imagine what Akiha thought of me, the one who escaped. I let out another sigh. I can't help it. What's gonna happen will happen. Today after school I will return to my true home. Lord knows what'll occur. But for now, I've got more pressing problems. My watch shows 7:45! Homeroom starts at 8 o'clock sharp, and anyone who isn't in class by 8 is marked as late. Clutching my bag, I start sprinting towards the school. I managed to make it to school in less than 10 minutes. Woohoo! I enter from the back gate, accomplishing a feat that would bring the track scouts running if they knew. I let them never find out. Come to think of it, today is also the last day I'll come in through the back gate. The Arima and Tono houses are on opposite sides of the school, with the Arimas being behind while the Tonos is in front. Obviously, I'll be coming through the front gate in the future. And I quite liked the lonely atmosphere back here, too. For some reason, the back gate at our school isn't really popular. Only 10 people or so, myself included, actually use it. It's quiet and pretty devoid of people day or night. Like I said, pretty quiet. The sound of a hammer mixed with distant birds singing reaches my ears. Hammering, huh? A half-rhythmical ringing comes from one corner of the courtyard. Huh. What is that? Homeroom begins in less than 10 minutes. I don't have time to stop and find out, but I am pretty curious. Right now? There's only a few minutes until homeroom. I have to head there right away. I'm curious, so I'll go take a look. Okay, if it was actually me, I would totally just keep going to homeroom because it's probably nothing good. But since I know this is an anime, I'm curious. Let's go take a look. We'll be late, but it's worth it. School doesn't matter in these settings. The source of the noise soon becomes apparent as I walk towards the courtyard. I have 10 minutes, it's fine. A female student is crouching in the middle of the tree-lined path, working with a hammer and nails. Oh, she's cursing somebody, I bet. What is she doing? There are only a few minutes left until homeroom. Maybe she doesn't have a watch. At the moment, that's the best I can come up with. You have no imagination, Shiki. Still, to notice and then just ignore her would be somewhat cruel. I approach her unhurriedly, trying not to surprise her and speak. Hey, homeroom is starting soon.
Huh?
The squatting girl raises her face. The ribbon on her uniform displays the color of a third year. Huh. The older student looks at me while holding her hammer. Her gaze through those glasses is so direct, I feel like I'm being pulled in. Her serious eyes make me want to apologize for bothering her. The splint she was facing is rotten beyond use. Come to think of it, our school's rear courtyard is in a terrible state of disrepair. The splints are neglected and the flower beds untended. Apparently the teachers intend for the students to conduct a big cleanup at the end of the year, so the maintenance men have done nothing since summer. I take in the situation with a single glance. The girl with the hammer is repairing the broken down splints, paying no mind to the fact that her tidy uniform is being dirtied. She has sweat on her brow, and it looks like she's been swinging the hammer in a most serious manner. But as far as I know, there is nobody in charge of repairing public property at this school.
What is it?
The older student asks, adjusting her crooked glasses. It's nothing. I was just wondering what you were doing.
As you can see, I'm in the middle of fixing the splints.
Yeah, I can see that. That's not what I meant. I was wondering why you're doing something like this. Won't the maintenance people take care of it anyway? The older student laughs to hide her embarrassment.
I'm the kind of person who can't stand seeing a mess like this. I just can't leave them alone.
It seems as though she is repairing the splints because she just couldn't let them stay that way. Huh. What an odd senpai. That's why you're fixing it on your own? If you don't like the mess, why not just avoid coming here?
Well, my classroom is over there.
Senpai points at the second floor classroom facing the courtyard.
My seat is next to the window, so it's easy for me to see the courtyard. Well, usually I just bear with it, but when I took my seat today, I was surprised to see all the splints in this area were broken.
Senpai's face clouded as if to say, "Isn't that terrible?" Apparently she's upset, although she doesn't look seriously angry.
You know what they say, strike while the iron's hot and all. I borrowed the tools from the office and decided to fix them myself.
And so the explanation ends. Making a bow, Senpai returns to hammering the nails. Alright, I understand all that, but how about we leave it here for now? Homeroom is in less than 5 minutes, and if it's this bad, won't the school get around to fixing it pretty soon?
No way.
Gripping her hammer, the senpai with glasses shakes her head furiously.
I won't be able to concentrate with the garden like this, even if I go to class. It'll just sound like nonsense to me, and then the teacher will say, "Hey you, what are you staring at?" I'll get yelled at for sure.
Senpai continues to grip the hammer while she emphasizes her point, because she's insane. Well, I suppose the teacher would be upset if you kept looking outside.
He would, wouldn't he? That's why I have to do it now.
With that, Senpai begins her repairs once again, clumsily hammering away. She is obviously not used to using a hammer. Clank, clank, rings the hammer as it hits the wood. By the looks of it, there isn't just 1 or 2 broken splints. I can't begin to guess how long it will take her to repair all of them on her own. The bell begins to ring. Looks like first period started. I give up. considering things have gotten to this point. I sit down silently and begin to help repairing the splints. Once I begin to help, I quickly realize mending them isn't that difficult after all. Although the older student is not used to making repairs, she's quite skillful anyway. She has already gotten the hang of it, and work is proceeding at a brisk pace. Senpai's movements are quick and sharp, and I enjoy watching her. She really is quite clever. Before I know it, there's only one splint left to repair. 30 minutes have passed. I can't stay here any longer, and only one more would be no problem for Senpai. Well, I'll be going. I stand up and dust off my pants. The student with the glasses also stands up and begins to stare at me. Huh? Come to think of it, just who is she? I hadn't given it any thought because of what I was doing, but when I stopped to consider her, I realized she is quite beautiful. Someone this good-looking would be known by every male student. They'd be talking about a third-year beauty. I have to go. Don't work too hard, Senpai. She gives an obedient nod. Even though she's older than me, it's almost like dealing with someone younger.
Thank you for helping me. I'm glad you did.
She makes a quick bow.
I'll be sure to come say hello during lunch. Don't forget to wash your hands, Tono-kun.
You too, Senpai. With that, I wave my hand and leave. Wait. Huh? Have I met you before, Senpai?
Eh?
Senpai cries out in surprise and mischievously puts on a depressed face.
Tono-kun, you've forgotten about me?
Forgotten? No, I don't think so. If I had ever met a beautiful woman like her, there'd be no way I'd forget. She looks up at me reproachfully. Those eyes, I'm sure I remember from somewhere, don't I? Come to think of it, we had exchanged greetings once or twice before, hadn't we? Shiel Senpai, isn't it? Apprehensively, I suggest her name.
Yes, and I'm glad you remember. You seem the type to space out and forget, Tono-kun.
I don't think I space out, but there's nothing I can do about the fact that I forgot.
See you later, then. Sorry for keeping you.
Shiel Senpai bows again. I watch her go, then start to walk towards the school building. When I reach my class, it's already the break after first period. I slip into the room while everyone's busy talking. My desk is the window seat at the very back row, so I sneak there without drawing any attention. And when attendance is taken in the second period, everyone will probably say, "Hey, when did Tono get here?" It's a strange quirk in an otherwise dull class. But I guess that plan won't work this time. Yo, truant boy! It's totally unlike you to be late! I sigh. It feels like reality is being hammered back into me after the pleasant time I spent with Senpai. What's with that sour face of yours? Being late when I'm actually on time? What do you think you're doing? Hey, listen, I'm not coming to school for your sake, you know? What? But I'm coming to school for your sake? That's so unfair! Who is this guy? Huh. Words fail me. I wonder, like I have many times before, how I ended up knowing this guy. Anime rules. His dyed orange hair, his ears pierced. His vicious glare that screams he will pick a fight with anyone, anytime, and his wearing of rebellious clothing. Inui Arihiko is the only free-spirited outlaw in our university-oriented high school. We've been bitter enemies since middle school, right? If you make a carefree face like that in front of your rival, you'd better be prepared for trouble. In any case, Arihiko is a loud guy. Yo! Morning, Tono! Before I know it, everyone in class is looking my way and greeting me. Shut up, Arihiko. You're ruining my chance to slip into class unnoticed. Too late for that. And why am I your rival, anyway? There are plenty of other tough guys around, so stop bothering me. Well, he still owes me close to 10,000 yen from middle school, so I guess that does make him my enemy. That's like $100. How on earth did you guys manage that? Why are you only mean to me, Tono? You're like a saint to everyone else. It's not fair. What, you just figured that out? Life's not fair. You really are only mean to me. I didn't try particularly hard to be cold to Arihiko. That's just the kind of relationship we have. By the way, Arihiko, what's a chronically late night owl who never shows up until second period doing here in homeroom? It's a little... no, it's very odd. Ah ha ha, I was thinking that too. I guess being at school on time isn't just for when I happen to wake up early. Well, I won't comment on your hobbies, but what I'm asking is why you woke up early. Why I woke up early? I guess it's because I can't stay out late since all that fuss started, so I actually go to sleep at night now. You've heard the stories about those serial killings, haven't you? Ooh, serial killings. I see. Come to think of it, I did hear something like that. I feel a tinge of regret at needing Arihiko to remind me. For the past 2 or 3 days, I'd been debating whether or not to return to the Tono household, so I completely lost touch with the news. What was that again? They've given it some really nasty name like the freakish serial killings or something. There's more to it. So far, all the victims have been young girls. The 8th victim was only 2 days ago. And to top it all off, they were all... wait, what happened to them again? Arihiko tilts his head in contemplation. Huh. I'm an idiot for asking him. Yeah, I remember now. All the victims had cross-shaped slashes on their throats.
No, Inui-kun. Everyone who was killed lost a lot of blood.
Oh yeah, that was it. They said it's some kind of modern-day vampire or something. Humph. You sure know a lot about this, Yumizuka-san.
Not really. It's happening in this town, so it's in the news. You'd remember it even if you didn't want to.
I see. I thought it was happening in a neighboring town, but I guess it moved down here. Well, anyway, that's what happened. Even I wouldn't be going on the streets at night with a killer walking round. That's why I've been waking up at 7 lately. What, that's it? Having a good reason doesn't make a good story. Where's the fun in that? I sit down while dealing with Arihiko. Man, you're cold. What, did you collapse from anemia already this morning? I'm alright, thanks for asking. If I was anemic 24 hours a day, I'd be dead by now. Yeah, you're right. If you say you're okay, then I guess you're okay. The bell rings while we're talking. Hey, class is about to begin. Hurry up and get back to your seat. Yeah, alright. Oh, by the way, we'll have lunch today in the cafeteria instead of on the roof. I've invited a special guest, so look forward to it. With a scheming laugh, Arihiko returns to his seat.
See you later, Tono-kun.
Yeah. Sorry for keeping you, Yumizuka-san. Her light footsteps tap across the floor as she returns to her desk. But it's still a mystery to me why she joined our conversation. She's just our classmate. Maybe she's the murderer! It's lunchtime. And I'm just gonna save and mess with some preferences if I can. We'll go with a stopping point here. Visual novels like this, especially Nasu's, are, I mean, they're all really long, so this is gonna be a big one. Hopefully you enjoyed it, even with the,
voice changing going on, so hopefully that works out well and isn't, like, disconcerting or uncanny or anything. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope it was interesting. Hope to see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!